So in this video, I want to talk about the Matrix and abstract art. Why? Why do you ask? You know, why the Matrix and abstract art? What do those two subjects have in common? Well, I guess you're about to find out. Yeah, so The Matrix is a film, and it was released, I think, in 1999. And at the time it was, quite a big hit. I remember, lots of people went to the movie theatres to see this film. There was a lot of kind of reviews and a lot of rave about it. And it's only until you start to really, dig into the meaning behind that film, you start to realise, why it was so popular, why it was so ingrained, or the story got so ingrained into people's minds and got people really thinking about this film. But in a sense, I think got people thinking about the world we inhabit. Yeah, so from my understanding, this Matrix film represents a computer simulation controlled by machines. And what appears is that these machines harvest or produce humans to feed their energy into the Matrix, i.e. the computer simulation, which appears to be an illusionary reality. And most people inside the Matrix have no idea as to what is going on in the real world. And they think the Matrix is a real world. And from what I understand from this film is that there are two groups of people, and one group of people live inside the Matrix, and they seem to be consumed by its world, this imaginary world, this facade. And it seems that this is all they see and believe. And they seem to, follow its rules of this construction. And then there is another group of humans that are in the real world. And this real world is represented as a kind of free world. It is a world separate from the Matrix, but this free world is dominated by the machines that basically they run the Matrix. They run this illusory computer simulated world which is called the Matrix. And the people in this real world, their life is basic. They don't have the luxuries that this computer Matrix offers. And they navigate this real world through a kind of spaceship or a hover ship. And these people in the real world, they mostly keep themselves hidden from the machines. But they also have the ability to enter the Matrix by connecting themselves to a computer to interact with its world. Yeah, so unlike the people inside the Matrix who are unaware of it and abide by its rules, the free people who can enter the Matrix can program themselves to create their own reality. For example, they can jump across buildings and learn advanced skills such as martial arts like Kung Fu in under a minute. And they can also even dodge bullets. So yeah, I mean, so, you know, what does abstract art have in common with this and my art? I think for me personally, my abstract art is a reflection of the so-called matrix around me. For me, the Matrix film appears to be quite similar to this human construction that I live in. You know, and why is this? And I think the more I think about it, I realise that the society is based on ideas like beauty or function that informs people how to live, or informs people's lives, and informs architecture, for example. You know, and it's also based on ideas like rules, belief, and social norms, and an economy. And it also helps to shape how we negotiate through society, our behaviour, worldviews, and belief. You know, so I think for me this construction is based on ideas, you know, that serves a function within our lives. And maybe this is what holds everything together, whether you call that society, whether you call that the modern world, whether you call that the information age. And I think there's also a truth my art seeks to confront, and this could be seen as responding to the real world or the free world. My art does not seek to be bound by the rules of normality. There is a freedom to creation. My art is abstract, so you, the viewer, can free your mind and see it in your own way to take away a unique experience from it. So that for me is, you know, why I think creating art for me, you know, is like a bridge between the so-called matrix world, or this constructed world based on ideas, and then a so-called real world which seeks to uncover or try and get to grip with what is reality, what is truth, or seems to kind of pose these kind of questions. So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about that link, because, you know, after really thinking about that film, it just got me thinking a lot about, you know, why I create art and my experience of this world. Yeah, so that's why I've been thinking a lot about the Matrix and abstract art, you know, and I think this pandemic during this time of 2020 has really got me thinking about, you know, what does it mean to be alive? What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be experiencing this world? You know, because I'm sure, as many of you, you know, you see a lot of news talking about the new normal, you know, out with the old, in comes a new normal, because this pandemic has shaped a new normal, has created a new way of living and negotiating through the world. And I find this, so it's really opened my eyes and made me think, what is this world I'm living in? Why does it run? Does it operate the way it does? What will the future be like? So it really got me thinking, this time has really got me thinking about those questions. And, but I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if anyone knows. I mean, there are people out there who have some interesting ideas, but maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's like during these times, it kind of like hits you around the head and gets you thinking about these kind of questions. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. Maybe you have, been thinking about those questions as well. What is the nature of this reality, and why is the world the way it is? Or maybe thinking about, what is the world going to look like in 50 years? What is the world going to look like in 100 years? What have we, or what are we as humans learning about ourselves and about the world we live in? So it's pretty, I guess it's pretty deep stuff, but no, this time it's really got me thinking about that. And I think that's coming back to all, that's why I brought up The Matrix, because I think The Matrix is a good analogy, is a good, has a kind of maybe a symbolism, or maybe a similarity from a film based on fiction, but how this film can also relate back to the real world. It's like what they say, science fiction becomes science fact. And I think movies can sometimes do that. They can sometimes reflect the world, the real world, or the so-called real world that we're living in. But it can also break away from the real world and become science fiction. And I feel, for me, art is a bit like that as well. It can reflect the real world, but it also can break away from it and create its own reality and present both of those worlds in a kind of mixture of all these different things. So I thought it'd be really interesting just to talk about that. And I don't think it's not something you can easily answer, but it gets you thinking, and it gets me thinking. And also, I'd like to say, before I leave, I'd like to say a special thank you to Wenxi's friend, my wife's friend, who sent us this gift in the post, these Taiwanese biscuits. And so I recommend anyone who goes to Taiwan try these biscuits. They're really nice. I think it's like, some kind of something inside. Oh, it's black bean. So it's black bean. Black bean inside a kind of biscuit. Yeah, really nice. Anyway, I want to say thank you to Wenxi's friend as well for that. I really appreciate it. And really delicious. And so that concludes this video. But anyway, let me know if you have any thoughts about it. I mean, what do you think? Do you think I'm some crazy ranting person, or do you think there's some truth to it? But anyway, feel free to leave a comment below. It'd be interesting what other people think. And yeah, and if you like this video, feel free to like it, and if you like the channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more videos, all things art. And oh yeah, and feel free to subscribe to my Patreon, and by doing that you have access to like exclusive content linked to some of these videos. And yeah, and I'll put the link in the description below. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time, and a very Merry Christmas in these strange times. I just hope 2021 is going to be better for everyone, really. Yeah, because I believe if everyone achieves success, or this success, whatever that means for anyone, then the world would be a better place. So anyway, yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to free your mind. See you later, bye bye.